ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमहागणाधिपतये नमः। ॐ वृषभं चर्षणीनां विश्वरूपमदाभ्यम् बृहस्पतिं वरेण्यम् ॐ तद्विष्णोः परमं पदं सदा पश्यन्ति सूरयः दिवि वचक्षुराततम्। ॐ श्रीं ह्रीं महालक्ष्म्यै नमः। ॐ नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमो नमः शिवाय च शिवाय नमो नमः शिवाय च शिवाय च शिवाय शिवाय च। ॐ श्लीं धीं ज्योतिर्ब्राह्माय नमः। Can everybody say after me Hare Ram Krishna 3 times? ॐ हरे राम कृष्ण हरे राम कृष्ण हरे राम कृष्ण। Welcome back after a long sabbatical. Okay, where are we in BPHS? We finished 10th chapter, right? We finished the 10th chapter. 11. Oh, we completed a century. Good. Okay, this is the 101st. Second century. Okay. So where were we? Were we in chapter 11? Is the Lord of the house what? I think I remember.
Judgment of houses is done.
Judgment of houses is done? Yeah, that's what I remember.
Because chapter will continue BPHS.
Yeah. So now we will start with first house. So this is in Santanam. This is Santanam, right? Yeah. In Santanam version, this is chapter 12. Tanubhava Phaladhyayam. Basically, effects of the first house. So we'll continue. Sapapo deha postari vyayago deha saukhyahrit kendre kone sthito angeshah sada deha sukham dishet lagna postangato niche shatrubhe rogakrut bhavet shubha kendra trigonastha sarva rogahara smrutah. Okay. Sapapo dehapostari vyayago deha saukhyahrit. Sapapo means papa means malefic. Sapapa means along with malefic. Sa means along with. So along with malefics, who? Dehapo. Dehapaha means the one who rules over deha. That means the first house. Body. The one who rules the body. That means Lagna Lord. So if Lagna Lord is with malefics, Sapapo dehapostari vyayago. Ashta ari vyayago. Ashta means 8, Ari means enemy, that means 6th house, Jaya means last, that means 12th house, Gah means one who has gone into. So Ashtari Vyagaha means one who has gone into 8th, 6th or 12th. So what he is saying is, if the Lagna Lord is in the 6th or 8th or 12th house, along with a malefic planet, along with malefic planets, then Deha Saukhya Hrit. That means Deha means body, Saukhya means comfort, Hrit means gone. Hrit means one who harati iti hrit, basically one who haran karta hai, basically in Hindi, one who robs, one who destroys it. So if the Lagna Lord is with malefics in 6th, 8th or 12th, then there will not be physical comfort. He takes away the physical comfort. Such a Lagna Lord. Kendre kone sthitongeshah. Kendre kone. Instead, if he is in Kendra or Kona, if he is in a quadrant or a trine, Sthita, if he is there, Angesha means the body lord. Again Lagna lord. Sada Deha Sukham Dishet. Such a Lagna lord shows good comfort of the body. So as far as bodily comforts are concerned, Lagna lord's placement is very important. That is the lesson. And he should be in a quadrant or trine and not in the 6th, 8th or 12th. The next line is
When you said the second sentence, if he is in a trine or it is also implying with milk or without milk?
no, of course not.
It's not implying.
Not without male fix. It's not implied.
Okay.
So if he is in quadrant or trine, irrespective of who he is with, he gives happiness of the body, comforts of the body. On the other hand, if he is in 6th, 8th or 12th, that is not enough. He has to be in 6th, 8th or 12th along with male fix. If he is in Kendra or Kona by himself without any benefits, still he is capable of giving bodily comforts because he likes to give bodily comforts, being the Lagna lord. It is his agenda. So merely being placed in quadrant or trine gives him enough strength to push his agenda. On the other hand, if he is in a bad house, he is weak, but that's not enough to give problems. He also has to be afflicted by male fix. Okay?
Yesterday we saw one chart, sir.
Okay.
The question for us.
Okay. Okay. Lagna postangato niche shatrubhe rogakrut bhavet. Lagnapah astangato niche. Astangato means, Lagnapah means the Lagna lord again. Astangatah means Astangata. Ashta means 8. Asta means, yeah, Astamayam. Astangata means combust. Basically he is setting. Literal meaning is he has basically said, but Astangata word is used in the context of combustion. Basically he is very close to sun. Lagna postangato niche. So he is basically along with sun, he is combust. Niche means he is in Nicha, debilitation sign. Shatrubhe means Shatru sign, inimical sign. So if the Lagna lord is either combust or in debilitation or in inimical sign, Rogakrut Bhavet means he will give diseases. So apart from being in quadrant trine or 6th, 8th, 12th along with male fix, etc., another thing that you should look at is how strong he is in terms of placement. Is he combust? Is he in debilitation? Or is he in inimical sign? If so, then he can give some diseases. Shubha kendra trikonastha sarva rogahara spratah. So here he is not talking about Lagna lord. It's a general statement. Shubha kendra trikonastha. If benefic planets are in kendra trikonastha, means if they are in quadrants or trines, if they are occupying quadrants or trines, sarva roga hara sprata, that means they will get rid of all diseases. So this is basically like an antidote to the negatives that were mentioned just now. If you see a Lagnala, if you see benefics in quadrants and trines, that is enough to offset all other weaknesses. But don't jump to the conclusion that then there will not be any disease. Probably, if the Lagna lord is with a malefic in, let's say, the 8th house, there may be a disease. In the dasha of maybe Lagna lord or probably the malefic who is afflicting Lagna lord, or maybe the lord of that sign. But when the dasha of a benefic who is in a trine or quadrant comes, maybe the disease will go away and he will feel healthy. So you have to look at it like that. Okay. The next verse is Lagne chandre thava krura grahe drushte thava jute shubha drushti vihine cha jantor deha sukham nahi. Lagne chandre thava kruraihi. Lagne chandre athava means Lagne means in Lagna, Chandre means in moon, athava means or. So either in Lagna or in moon. What in them? Krura grahair drushte athava yute. Malefic planets, Krura graha. He is not using the Papa graha here. He is using the word Krura graha. Parashara typically uses Krura and Saumya to indicate natural malefics and natural benefics. And he uses the word Shubha and Papa to indicate functional benefics and functional malefics. Sometimes he may be ambiguous. but 85% of the places he uses the word Shubha Papa for functional nature and the word Saumya and Krura for inherent nature. So here he is talking about Krura Graha. Earlier he talked about malefics. Sapapo, that word basically meant functional malefics in my judgment. Even though some authors may just say malefic without clarifying. Santanam just says malefic. He doesn't clarify whether it's a functional or natural malefic, or does he? Yeah, he doesn't seem to. He doesn't seem to clarify. But my judgment is it is functional malefic there. Let's say Lagna Lord is in the 8th house with 6th Lord. Then this rule basically applies, the one in the first line. But here we are talking about Mars, Saturn, Rahu, etc. We are talking about the natural malefics. So if natural malefics are either aspecting or occupying either Lagna or Moon, that means first house from either Lagna or Moon. Shubha Drushti Vihinecha Jantor Deha Sukham Nahi. Shubha Drushti Vihinecha, that means devoid of any benefic aspect. Here he only said aspect, but we can generalize and say Yuti also, conjunction. So bottom line is there should be a natural malefic either occupying or aspecting Lagna or Moon, and there should not be any other benefic either occupying or aspecting it. Okay? Only malefic influence. Then there is then you say Jantor Deha Sukham Nahi, means for that animal, including human beings, Deha Sukham Nahi, there is no happiness from the body. That means health, etc. will be bad. So it's a bad combination. Lagne Saumye Surupasyat Krure Rupa Vivarjitah Saumya Khetayjute Drushte Lagne Deha Sukhan Vidah. Lagne Saumye Surupasyat means Lagne Saumye. If a benefic planet, natural benefic, Saumya, not Shubha, like in the previous, like in verse 2. He uses the word Saumya. So Lagne Saumye Surupasyat. If a benefic planet, natural benefic planet is in Lagna, Surupasyat, be beautiful or handsome. Basically, good looks. Syat Rupa Vivarjitah means instead if there is a natural malefic, then there is no good look. Saumyak Hetair Yute Drushte Lagne Deha Sukhan Vida. Similarly, Saumyak Hetair Yute Drushte Lagne means he said if a natural benefic is in Lagna, he is good looking. If a natural malefic is in Lagna, he is not good looking. Secondly, Lagne Shogno Gururvapi Shukro Vakendra Konagah Dirgha Yurdhana Vanjato Buddhiman Rajavallabha Lagne Shechara Rashisthe Shubhagraha Nidikshite Kirti Shriman Mahabhogi Deha Sokhya Samanvitah బుధో జీవోऽథవా శుక్రో లగ్నే చంద్ర సమన్వితః లగ్నాత్ కేంద్రగతో వాపి రాజలక్షణ సంయుతః. ఓకే, దీర్ఘాయు. Makes the person Rajalakshana Samyuta. What is Rajalakshana? Characteristics of a king. That means he will be royal. Meaning there will be certain charm associated with the person. Pardon me? Possessing royal qualities, possessing royal charm. occupied by Mars. Which one? No. If the Lagna is occupied by Mars or Saturn, and he is specifically saying certain signs, Meshe, Vrushe, Harau. Meshe means in Mesha. That means Lagna in Mesha. That means Aries. Vrushe means in Vrusha. So if Lagna is Aries or Taurus or Hari. What is Hari? What is the sign called Hari? Hari literally, obviously there is no sign called Vishnu.
That means it is genuine. Or
Not necessarily. There are other meanings of Hari.
Hari is self. That means in
Not self. Hari means Vishnu, one meaning. Another meaning is monkey. Another horse. One more meaning is lion. So is there any sign called lion or horse or monkey? There is no monkey sign. There is Simha Rasi. So Haro obviously means Simha. So Lagna is either Aries or Taurus or Leo. And either Mars or Saturn is in Lagna. Okay? Rashyam cha sadurshai Rajyam se sadurshai gatre. Doesn't make any sense. Rasi amsya sadurshai. Sadurshai probably. Rasyam cha sadurshai gatre. Corresponding limb will be in accordance with the Rashi and Navamsha rising. I don't think he got it right also. Rashyamsha sadurshai probably sadurshai. Rashyamsha sadurshai gatre. Rashyamsha sadurshai gatre sajato nalaveshtita. Okay, I'll think about it and give my interpretation later. I'm not satisfied with what Santanam said. I'll leave this verse for now. I have to think about it. I'll tell you in the next class. The next verse is Chatushpadagato bhanu pare vidya samanvitah Jushvabhavagata jato yamala viti nirdishet. Okay. Chatushpadagato bhanu means Chatushpada means quadruped, the four-legged thing. Chatushpadagato bhanu means sun is in a quadruped sign. Pare virya samanvitaha. Chatushpadagato bhanu pare virya samanvitaha. Samanvitaha means Samanvitaha means endowed with. Pare means others. So Pare Veera Samanvitaha means others are strong. Who others? Basically other planets. Jushvabha. Pardon me? No, we haven't said anything. Sun is in a quadruped sign. Chatushpada Gato. Sun is in a quadruped. Literally it says Sun is in quadruped. Obviously quadruped means quadruped sign. Certain signs are quadruped signs. For example, if you take Scorpio, how many legs does Scorpion have? Many. If you take Cancer, how many legs does that have? Again, many. But if you take Goat, how many legs does a goat have? So Aries, Lion, Taurus, Bull. Bull has only 4 legs. So basically those signs: Aries, Taurus, Leo, and also he says first half of Capricorn and second half of Sagittarius. Those are considered quadruped signs. So that is given by Santanam here. So Aries, Taurus, Leo, first half of Capricorn and second half of Sagittarius. If those and that's not enough. Pare Veera Samanvitaha. That means not only endowed with strength, there is another thing here. Jushvabhavagata, and other planets are all in dual signs. So Sun is in one of these quadruped signs mentioned, and all other planets go into Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius and Pisces. The 4 dual signs. and they have to be basically strong. Then what happens? Jatau Yamala Vidhi Nirdishet. The kids who are born then are Yamalau, means they are basically multiples. They are like twins. It is Nirdishet. So if the chart has all the planets really strong in these Jupiter and Mercury own signs, which are basically kind of dual signs basically. If all the planets are in dual signs and Sun is in one of these signs, it's conducive to the birth of twins or triplets or whatever. But this is a very rare combination. All planets basically being in those dual signs, the probability is very low. So it's very unlikely that you will. It's likely that you will see a lot of twins, but it's unlikely that you will see a twin with this combination. Ravaundu, what does it mean? Ravaundu, probably Ravindu. It's a typo. Ravindu yeka bhavastha vekam sheka samanvitau trimatra cha tribhirmasai pitra bhratra cha poshitah. Oh gosh. Okay. Ravindu yeka bhavasthau ekam sheka samanvitau. Ravi Indu means sun and Indu. Who is Indu? Moon. Sun and moon. Ekabhavasthau means they are in the same house, same sign. Ekamchaka samanvitau, also in the same amsha. Which amsha he doesn't say, probably Navamsha. So if sun and moon are in the same sign and same Navamsha, that means Amavasya birth. Trimatra cha tribhirmasaihi pitra bhratra cha poshitah. So what does it mean? Trimatra cha, that means by triple mothers. Trimatra cha tribhirmasaihi, for 3 months each. Or you could also interpret it as for 3 months. Pitra bhratra cha poshitah. Pitra means by father, bhratra means by brother, poshitah means brought up. What this is saying is, in this particular combination, if Lagna contains sun and moon, it's not Lagna. If sun and moon are in the same sign in Rashi and Navamsha, then the person will be brought up by 3 mothers in the first 3 months of his life. Or maybe 3 mothers for 1 mother for 3 months, another mother for another 3 months and so on. The thing is, you can't exactly time it as 1 month or 3 months. Bottom line is, the person will have 3 mothers. In other words, there is some instability with respect to mother. Maybe the person will lose mother, somebody else will come, maybe somebody else will come. So, literally you can't take literally 3 mothers, but what you can understand is, there is something undesirable with respect to mother. There is some instability with respect to mother. The child may change mothers. So, the nourishment, the person nourishing the child basically will change. So, something may happen to mother and
3 babysitters.
Yeah, 3 babysitters. At a very young age, not like when the person is 3 years or 2 years old. As soon as the person is born, not really very lucky with respect to mother. And here he seems to say that they are in Vargottama. In my opinion, the Vargottama position of the luminaries in conjunction seems to be accepted. They should be in the same quarter of a constellation and will naturally be in one Navamsa. Okay, forget it. It is not about Vargottama. This is about being in the same Rasi, being in the same Navamsa. That means being very close to each other. Yeah. They may be in Scorpio Rasi and they may be in Taurus Navamsa. Is it possible in Scorpio? Yeah, it is possible. So there could be Scorpio Rasi, Taurus Navamsa. No, actually Taurus is not possible. Scorpio Rasi, Leo Navamsa, for example. It is possible. It doesn't have to be the same sign. So it's not Vargottama. And also he is saying, Santanam is saying here, Bhratru doesn't necessarily mean a brother, but could be a close relative. And that's a reasonable thing to say. When you say 3 mothers will bring up the child, and then father will bring up, and then brother will bring up, bottom line is, there is some instability with respect to parents and lot of people will bring up the child. Next verse is, एवमेव फलं वाच्यं चन्द्रादपि सदा बुधैः अथ जातनरस्यांगे व्रणचिह्नादिकं ब्रुवे. Okay, एवमेव फलं वाच्यं. Whatever results have been mentioned based on Lagna, like this, I think we are done. Like this, evameva, like this only, phalam vachyam, result should be said, chandradapi sadabudhaihi. From moon also you should give the results. Not obviously the previous verse, which is not about Lagna, it is about sun and moon being together. But there were previous verses which talked about Lagna, right? So he is saying, like this you can give the same results from moon also. Atha jata narasyange vranachihnadikam bruve. Like that, you can look at the person who is born and in his body, vranachihnadikam bruve, like any vranas, like any wounds, etc., any ill health, all those can be seen from moon also. So basically bottom line is, whatever combinations I mentioned until now can be seen from Lagna as well as moon. Chandralagna is also very important for seeing the body. It's not just the mind, it is also the body. Yes, wherever moon is specified, it's only moon. Wherever Lagna is specified, it is Chandralagna also. And obviously, though he did not say it, it means Arudha Lagna also. He hasn't defined Arudha Lagna so far. When appropriate, you can consider Arudha Lagna also. That goes without saying. The fact that he said Lagna and Chandralagna, obviously Arudha Lagna is included. Shiro netre tatha karnau nasike cha kapolakau hanur mukham cha lagnadya tana vajya durkanake madhya durkanake lagne kanto sau cha bhujau tatha parshve cha hrudaye krode nabhis cheti yatha kramam vastirlinga gude mushka uru janu cha janghake padaschetuditairvama mangam gneyam tutiyake. Cool. So he is giving the body parts. Shiro netre tatha karnau nasike cha kapolakau hanur mukham hanuh mukham cha lagnadya tana vajya drukonake. Okay. So starting from Lagna, if you take the first Drekana, start from the Drekana containing Lagna, you count Drekanas. The first Drekana, second Drekana, like that. So this is Shiro, head, Netre means eyes, Tatha Karnau means and ears, Nasike cha kapolakau. Nasike means nose. Actually he is saying Nasike, he is saying plural. I mean he is using the Dvivachanam. So he is implying that there are two noses, which means nostrils also. So nose and nostril. So head, eyes, ears, nose and nostrils. Cha kapolakau. Kapolakau means Kapola means chins. No, cheeks. Hanuh. Hanuh means the temples. Mukham means face. Interesting. So everything is mapped to Lagna instead of all the houses. Okay. So all these parts are seen from the Tanavajya Drukanake. They are seen from the first Drekana. Starting from Lagna, the first Drekana is seen, the first Drekana shows all these body parts. Now Santanam seems to have translated as when the first Decanate of a sign ascends. These are denoted by various houses. Oh, I see. This is how he is. Okay. Actually, this is logical. Let me think a little. Shiro netre Lagnadya Tanav Ajadrukanake. This is also not logical. Okay, fine. Okay. So he is saying you look at various houses starting from Lagna. So my interpretation is this is I think his interpretation is also probably, if you work it out, it will come to the same. But I am not fully sure. I have to look at it carefully. But my interpretation is, if you take Lagna and other houses, and if you take the Drekana containing the Lagna, and the same Drekana containing the second house. In other words, suppose Lagna is 10 degrees to 20 degrees of some sign. So 10 degrees to 20 degrees of that sign shows Shiras. 10 degrees to 20 degrees of the next sign shows whatever is given next. There is another list. So basically, he has given a breakdown of 6 body parts, another 6 body parts, another 6 body parts. You understand what I am saying?
First two Drekana contain 6, and second Drekana 6.
But why is it 6? Why isn't it 12? Oh, some of these are plurals. Okay, now I get it. Okay. So, basically he is giving a list of 12 body parts. And then he is giving another list of 12 body parts. And he is giving another list of 12 body parts. So, these are to be seen from the 36 Drakanas. So, that is my interpretation of these verses of Parasara. You see what I am saying? So,
36, each one has
12 times 3. Each Rashi has 3 Drakanas, 10 degrees. Basically 360 degrees divided by 10 degrees. So, there are 36. So, the way he is saying it is, the Lagna, in the Lagna, first house, second house, third house and so on. Take the 12 houses. So, whichever Drekana Lagna occupies, that Drekana of each sign basically shows the first set. That the second Drekana from it shows the second sign. Let me give an example. Suppose Lagna is between 10 degrees and 20 degrees. So 10 degrees to 20 degrees of the first house shows the first item here. 10 degrees to 20 degrees of the second house shows the second item here, and so on. Pardon me? That's how you cover the 12. And then by Madhyadrashkanage he means take the second one from there. If the Lagna is 10 to 20 degrees, take 20 degrees to 30 degrees of each sign. So that will be the
second set. Second, that's for the second set or first set?
That's for the second set.
First one and second set.
Yeah. I mean, this is my interpretation. I will tell you what literally he is saying. What he is literally saying is, if the Lagna falls in the first Rekana, then starting from Lagna, these body parts are seen. If the Lagna falls in the Madhya Dreshkanage Lagne, if Lagna falls in the middle Rekana, then he is saying all these things are show the Lagna. And then he is saying, if Lagna falls in the third Rekanaga, all these Vasti, Linga, Guda, etc., these are shown by the Drekanas. So the thing is, once again, let us think about it carefully. So if Lagna is in the first Drekana, he has given certain body parts for the 12. If Lagna is in the middle Drekana, he has given certain other body parts. If Lagna is in the third Drekana, again he has given certain body parts to be seen. Now the thing is, what about people who have Lagna in one of these Drekanas? Don't they have other body parts? How do you see other body parts? You see my point? So we have to basically, he is obviously expecting us to generalize this. Whatever he has given here, he is expecting us to generalize it a little bit. Let me just spend a couple of minutes thinking about this. So first house, second house, third house, fourth house, fifth house, sixth house, doesn't add up. Madhyadrashkanage Lagne, Kanto Saucha Bhusau Tata, Pashveta Hriya Krode, Navichete Thakramam. Was still Yeah, first let me tell you the list. The list is the head. Again, the left of the head and the right of the head. So here actually, okay. This is so the way the way he is doing it is okay. This is logical. So he is taking the right side of the head, right side of the eye, right ear, right nostril, right temple, and then why is he getting chin? There is no chin actually. There is only temples. Shiro, see the thing is, the word Shira has been used in singular by Parasara. If you look at the chart given by Santanam, it said left side of the head and right side of the head. But the thing is, he has used Shiro, which is basically Yakavachanam. He used it in the singular. So let us count at the end and see if we come up with 12 or not. But if we honestly try to independently interpret this, basically the first body part is head. That's it. And the second is Netre. Netre means eyes.
Head means this above neck is head.
Pardon me?
Are we considering this whole thing as the above head is above neck is head, right?
Actually, Siras is supposed to mean this part, the top of the head, not just the whole head. That's what the word Siras, for example, when you do all the Anganyasam, etc., Siras specifically means this. This is Mukham. So let us say the top of the head, that is basically Siras, that is one part. So let us say that is the first house. Then Netre means two eyes. So let's say one eye is in the second house. For the second eye we go backwards. 12th house will show the second eye. And traditionally we consider right eye to be the second house and 12th house to be the left eye. So let us basically use the same astrology. And then Tatha Karnau. Karnau means ear. So right ear in the third house, left ear in the 11th house. Okay. And then Nasike means nostrils. Like I said earlier, Nasika literally means nose, but he used in plural, which means he is talking about nostrils. He is dividing the nose into two halves. So the right nostril from the 4th house. Third was ear. So right nostril from the 4th house and left nostril from the 10th house. So 12, 11, 10 and 2, 3, 4. To count the ear, eye, ear and nostril. So 4th house is nostrils. Kapolakau means the chin. So not chin, because he said chin, I am saying chin, actually cheek. Kapolakau means cheek. So the right cheek is from the 5th house, the left cheek is from the 9th house. Okay. And then Hanu means temples. So actually Hanu actually means actually Hanu, he said temple, actually Hanu means chin. So the right chin is from the 6th house and the left chin is from 8th house. Okay. And then we have the 7th house. And you see here, Hanu, he used the jewel case, basically Dvivachanam, but for Mukham, he used only singular. Face. So again, face is from the 7th house. So I think that makes sense. Now if we compare our notes with Santanam, he said left side of head, right side of head, right eye, right ear, right nostril, right temple, left temple, right chin, right face, left face. We have some difference from him. Let us ignore him. Our interpretation is Netra, eyes, ears, nostrils, cheeks and chins. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 parts are basically used in dual case here. So 5 times 2, 10. And Shiras and Mukham, they are used in singular. So we will just say 1. So first house, so my final conclusion is, first house will show the head, Shiras. The second house will show right ear. The third house will show right eye. Second house will show right eye, thank you. And third house will show right ear. Fourth house will show right nostril. Fifth house will show right cheek. Sixth house will show right chin. And seventh house will show face. Eighth house will show left chin. 9th house will show left cheek. 10th house will show left nostril. 11th house will show left ear. 12th house will show left eye. Done. So symmetrically he is arranged various parts of the body. Pardon me? Hanu is chin. Yes. Yeah, not temple. Sorry. So this is what he is saying is these are the body parts seen from Lagna and all other houses, the first Drakana, assuming Lagna is in the first Drakana. What happens if it is in some other Drakana? We will come to it a little later. Just bear with me for now. If Lagna is in the first Drakana, these are the body parts that you see. Okay. Now, if Lagna is in the second Drakana,
if it's in the first Drakana, these are the body parts. What of these body parts are we talking about?
we are just distributing the
Body parts into the...
yeah. We are just distributing the body parts into the Drakanas. So depending on which 10 degrees a planet occupies, is influencing that body part. So it may be seen for, see he said, previously he said, Yavameva phalam vachyam chandradapi sadabudhai. You can see from Lagna or Chandalagna, and he is saying, Atha, thus, jata narasya ange, vrana chihnadikam dhruve. Wounds and chihna means moles, etc. Wounds and moles in the body parts you can see from Lagna or Chandalagna. So by the way, all this applies to Lagna or also Chandalagna. So you can use it to see various moles, etc., or even wounds in various body parts. Now, assuming that Lagna is in the first Drakana of a sign, that means in the first 10 degrees of a sign, these are the things we see from the first 10 degrees of the respective signs basically. These are the body parts that you see. Now, Madhya Dreshkanage Lagne, if the Lagna is in the Madhya Dreshkana, then what do you see? Kanto sauja bhujau tatha parshveja hradaye. Hradaye. Weird. Krodhe nabhischeti yatha kramam. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Kanto asau. Parshveja hridaye 1, 2, 3, 4. Nabhi is just 1. Kantha is also just 1. So let's see what he said. Neck. Again he said 2 necks. We don't agree with him. Bhujau tatha. Okay. Parshveja hridaye krode. Parshva is the side. So basically this part. Okay, right side of the trunk. That makes sense. The heart. It's not really heart. It should be chest probably. Then stomach. Okay, fine. So, if the Lagna is in Madhya Drakana, then the first house will show the neck. The first house shows neck. Lagna is in the second Drakana of a sign. Then the first house will show. That means the corresponding Drakana in the first house will show neck. And second Drakana will show. That means that Drakana in the second house will show. Second house will show the hands. The third Drakana will show shoulders. That means the third house. That Drakana in the third house will show shoulders. And fourth will show the sides of the body. Basically, the sides of the chest. And the next one, the fifth one will show, first is neck, the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, right.
It should be second and 12th for...
Yeah, exactly. Second and 12th for the two hands, and third and 11th for the shoulders, and 4th and 10th for the sides, 5th and 9th for the Hridaya. Hridaya literally means hearts. He translated as right side of the heart and left side of the heart. We may probably want to say the right side of the chest and the left side of the chest rather than heart, because heart is, as we know, heart is in the left side. So let us Hridaya can also be translated as this whole area containing the heart. So chest. So I will say the right side of the chest and the left side of the chest. And then the 6th house and of course 8th house. Krode means the stomachs. That means the right side of the stomach and the left side of the stomach. And finally Nabhi. The 7th house will show the navel. So first house is neck, 7th house is navel, and the remaining houses are basically divided as left and right of the arms, shoulders, sides, chest, and then stomach. Okay, everybody got that? So these are shown by the corresponding drakanas of all the 12 signs, 12 houses, if Lagna is rising in the middle of a sign, in the middle drakana of a sign. Now, Trutiyake, if Lagna is in the 3rd drakana of a sign, Vastir linga gude mushka uru janu chajanghake. So bottom line is, he is talking about up to the head is basically the first. It is basically one part, and then the middle is one part, and then the bottom is one part. Basically he is dividing the body into 3 parts, and then each part is further divided into 12 parts. Okay. Vastirlinga gude mushka uru janu chajanghake padaschetyuditai vamamangam gneyam trutiyake. Okay, fine. So he is saying Vastirlinga gude. Vasti is just one. He is missing Vasti. Oh, pelvis. He means Vasti, but okay, he is again doing the same thing. Okay, Vastirlinga gude. Vasti, he is specifically ending with a singular ekavachanam. So that is the one thing. Linga gude, he is saying. Mushkav 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Interestingly, pada, he is not using ekavachanam for pada. So he is combining the feet into one entity. That's interesting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I think he is combining linga gude. It's not 2 dvivachanas, it's just one dvivachanam. So linga gude he is combining into one. I think that's different from what he translated. I think, yeah. Okay, let's forget Santanam's translation. It doesn't make sense here. But mushka uru. Mushka uru janu cha janghake. Uru is thighs, janu, janghaka. Okay, fine. Okay, let's see. Here, so the first house here, if Lagna is in the 3rd drakana of a sign, then the first house will show Vasti. Vasti is basically the pelvic region. Basically the lower stomach, lower abdomen. That is Vasti. So lower abdomen is shown by the first house. Linga gude. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I think we got it right. Linga gude. So he is talking about Linga and Guda. He is combining them as two. He is combining them as, just like he said, 2 eyes, 2 ears, etc. He is combining them into one entity. So linga means genital and guda means anus. So the genitals are seen from the 2nd house. That corresponding drakana in the 2nd house. So 2nd house is genitals and the 12th house is anus. And then mushkav. Mushkav literally means testicles. And I am not sure, if you are looking at a female chart, I am not sure exactly what it corresponds to, so I will just leave that for you. But he seems to be saying that the testicle, so again right testicle from the third house and left testicle from the third house backwards, which is 11th house. And uru means thigh. So right thigh from the 4th house and left thigh from the 10th house. Janu means knee. So right knee from the fifth, right? Yeah, right knee from the 5th house and left knee from the 9th house. And Janghake means calves. So the right calf from the 6th house and left calf from the 8th house. Pada means foot. That means he is combining both the feet into one entity. You don't see them from different sides. So both the feet are seen from the 7th house. Okay?
What about back?
What back?
Back of the body.
Back of the body. You brought up an interesting point. Now when we said
why back of the body arises, because when we are talking about the sides, for example, when we are taking these two sides of the thing,
right,
coming this way, which is covering half here and half here,
right,
there's nothing like front and back in that case.
Right. Even for example, thighs, we are not talking about front thigh and back thigh. We are only talking about left and right. So basically body is divided into two parts. So when we said chest, basically it covers the front of the chest as well as back of the chest. Okay? So it's quite big.
I mean, the spinal comes in the case of left side. It should come on left and right.
The left of the spine will come in the left chest and right of the spine will come in the right chest.
No, because the spine, when you follow this,
No, actually you guys are getting distracted. Forget all that. The more important thing is, now if Lagna is in the first dekana, we know the 12 parts shown by the various houses, the corresponding dekanas in various houses. If Lagna is second dekana, we know. If Lagna in third dekana, we know. What if Lagna is in a different dekana? I mean, suppose Lagna is in first dekana. We know the 12 parts given in the first list. What about the second list and third list? How do they affect? It's not that everybody has one of these 12 sets of body parts. Everybody has all these 36 body parts.
maybe if I'm getting the interpretation could be like this. For example, if the Lagna is in dekana of whatever sign,
Yeah?
then if the person is to have a disease or something, you would say this is the part of the body that is going to have trouble.
Right.
Because from some chart,
Mm-hmm.
somebody gave me a thing about saying this
Yeah.
native has problem at the time of birth which is dental.
Yeah.
That thing could have been happening, could have been an interpretation from things like this.
Right. But the thing is, so your interpretation is
Thing is different.
12.
Different.
Right. What I am asking is, you see the head of somebody who is born. You see the right eye from the second house. If somebody is born in the first dekana of a sign, what if he is born in the second dekana of a sign? Doesn't he have eyes? He may or may not have problems in eyes. That's a different matter.
I got your question, but
Yeah.
I'm thinking this.
You are thinking that depending on which dekana you are born in, there is an exclusive list of 12 body parts where you can have any problems or moles, etc. That's what you are speculating, which is a valid speculation. Okay, valid theory. Any other thoughts? Let's see how our Mr. Santanam translates it. The case of second, okay, he just gave the list and how are you supposed to use the list? He explained the portion that has already risen is known as the visible half of the horoscope. From the cusp of the ascendant to the cusp of the descendant counted backwards. Visible half represents the left side of the body and invisible half represents the right side of the body. The limbs suggested by the two shlokas in three different orders are shown in the three diagrams of the easy graph. Okay, he has from three diagrams of Aries ascendant. 1 second. The reader can change the sign positions according to the ascendant. Okay, he suggested ovary should be taken instead of testicles, which makes sense for in female charts. Okay, he doesn't really say whether or not all the 36 parts can be seen in each chart. So let me give my own interpretation. For that, let me read once more carefully. Adjatra Kanake. Okay, my interpretation is, I will interpret this as there are basically two interpretations I can think of. One is like Seshu said, if the Lagna is in the first Direkana, the entire sign body, problems will be in the bottom of the body. So based on where you the middle, the head and the bottom. So that is
you won't not expect to have problems in the lower portion.
you won't experience problems, but you don't have a principle to suspect. I'm skeptical about that interpretation. Still recording? Okay. Let me you can see yeah, I would believe so. example. The third interpretation would be, he did not specifically say if Lagna is in the first Dirakana of a sign. Now 19 that of which That's a tricky question. So Lagna is Libra and Lagna Lord Venus is in the 6th house. So if you look at the examples that we have seen today, forget the Mankaraka Sthana, that is too advanced. If you just look at the principles that we have studied today, the Lagna Lord being in the 6th house basically makes him weak. But if there is a malefic influence also, a functional malefic being with him or aspecting him, then he can really spoil. Otherwise, he may give some tension, but still he will not really give major diseases. He will safeguard the person because his agenda is after all Lagna. Moreover, you can also look at it as 8th Lord in 6th house, Viparita Rajayoga. So if you combine both, there can be some worry, but finally he will be fine. However, if there is a functional malefic afflicting Venus, you have to apply Parasara's principle of today.
But he is exalted and Mankaraka Sthana. How do you combine?
Now, okay, he is in Mankaraka Sthana. What happens if a planet is in Mankaraka Sthana? He has to work hard to give the results of that particular house, that his actual agendas are basically downplayed. So basically, he is supposed to give health, Lagna, as well as 8th house, some suffering. So all those are downplayed because he has to give the 6th house results. So the combined result is basically whatever I said earlier, it just becomes accentuated. So the fact that this Venus is in Mankaraka Sthana, it is not really adding much, except that during some Venus period, some Venus Antardasha, there can be some real slightly serious sickness. But the fact is, he is also the 8th Lord in Viparita Rajayoga, and he is the Lagna Lord at the end of the day. So assuming there are no afflictions, Venus period can give some sicknesses, but the person will be back on his feet within the same Antardasha.
Bharakesh in inimical house.
Yeah.
Example, Sun in Aquarius and
Yes. No need for examples. Let's say Bharakesh in inimical sign. Yeah. Is it good or bad?
Is it good or bad?
Yeah. Okay. What is Bharakesh? He is the one who wants to trouble you without you knowing it. And if he is in inimical sign, he is unhappy about it. And if your enemy is unhappy, it is good in a way, but it is probably more bad. It is good in a way because he is not able to do his job. He is basically restrained, but at the same time he is pissed off. He is very unhappy. So if you combine everything, the final conclusion is he may not be able to give his results very easily, but when he gives the results, they will be really terrible. That is how I will put it. If Bhadakesha is in an inimical sign, the Badha that the Bhadakesha is supposed to give, the troubles that the Bhadakesha is supposed to give, they may not be visible for a while, and you may be misled into thinking that okay, he is not doing anything. But once he overcomes his problems and gets ready to give you problems, the problems will be really terrible because he will work with vengeance.
And then he is in Raj Sandhi also. And he is in Raj Sandhi. So how
Okay, that's a specific example. If he is in Raj Sandhi, it is even worse. If Bhatakesha is in Raj Sandhi, it is terrible. Watch out during his period. Is amounts to being agitated. Being agitated at the same time, he is agitated because he is not able to do his job. He is in a place where he is not comfortable. But when comes or when his Antardasha comes, flow. I want to hit him. So somebody is pulling him off. So when the person pulling him off lets him go, he will give a big blow.
not part of the classes today, but
Not necessarily.
because
This was by see, the thing is, as far as eclipse is concerned, it's not actually the longitude that is important. It is the latitude that is important. Because moon and Ketu are always crossing each other every month, right? There is no eclipse. Eclipse does not happen just because moon is crossing Ketu. It is happening because of various things. Sun, moon, Rahu, Ketu all have to line up, and then the latitude of moon and Ketu, there is a relationship between them. So it's not just a longitude equation, it's a longitude and latitude equation. So you have to optimize both. So you can't say that longitude has to perfectly match. It's basically a combination of both longitude and latitude.
Why the timings are different from US versus India? The timings of eclipses, because
It's just mainly because of time zone correction.
Time zone and the earth rotation that you can't see here in the time zone. We had 8 o'clock in the 4 to 8 in the evening.
Yeah.
And that was early morning.
They had early morning, around the same time.
3 to 6 in the morning.
Yeah, around the same time they will have. Yeah. It's basically the time zone effect. Whereas if you are talking about solar eclipse, it can be totally different. It's not just solar. So lunar eclipse, if assuming moon is in the visible half, basically assuming moon has risen and not set. If you are seeing lunar eclipse, somebody else in some other part of the world can also see the lunar eclipse at that time, assuming moon is in the visible half for both of you. But solar eclipse, you may be seeing solar eclipse. Sun may be visible for you and you may be seeing solar eclipse, but another part of the world, again sun may be visible but they may not see the solar eclipse. It has to do with the astronomy, the physics of it. If you think about it, you will understand. But lunar eclipse is mostly universal. Only problem is time zone. Time zone, and based on the time zone, if you find whether it is the time when moon is in the visible half or not. For example, if you look at 4 o'clock our time, Eastern Standard Time on Saturday, moon hadn't risen, so we didn't actually see the eclipse. Whereas if you take 6 o'clock, moon had risen and we had total eclipse then. Whereas people in UK, they also had eclipse, but it started earlier for them, simply because moon had risen. For us it started late because moon rose late. So as long as moon has risen and not set, if some other part of the world is experiencing lunar eclipse, you will also experience it. It's as simple as that. Solar is different. It has to do with the sizes of sun, ecliptic, etc. Yes. Want to do quickly? No, one example. Okay.
Open up Shashikant.
Shashikant.
Data he already has it, but he has to tell us.
Oops. What happened? Shashikant. You saw it recently.
Yesterday also. Oh, it's not in this side. It was in desktop, so you got.
What? Oh. Is it volt TL data?
Yeah, just check. I'm not.
Shashikant SHJ SH.
Not there. Okay, I don't have a data to give you. Okay, forget it. Then we go to the next example. So one is done.
One is done. Good. We can actually do 3 this way. Okay, next one.
Okay, then the next one is one I sent you mail on. We just need a quick confirmation whether.
Okay, yes, we will do that. But give me the data.
The data is 28th March 1979.
28th March.
1979.
Yeah, 1 second. Yeah.
1:56 p.m.
1:56
p.m.
Oh, you have PM. Okay, 1.
Bangalore, India.
Bengaluru, India. Bangalore, India.
So here.
Okay, 1 second. The data is March 28, 1979 or 78.
79.
79. March 28, 1979, 1:56 p.m. Indian Standard Time, 5 hours 30 minutes east of GMT, Bangalore, India. 77 degrees 35 minutes east, 12 degrees 59 minutes north. Okay. How should I save it?
Anonymous.
Anonymous Seshu. Seshu is not anonymous. Anonymous Seshu. Okay.
The question is, this is a girl star who got
Okay.
married in 2005.
Yeah.
Hardly living with husband.
1 second. Married in 2005. When in 2005?
June 20, 2005.
Oh, you know the date also. Then give me the date. June 20, 2005. She got married. Okay. Hardly living with husband.
Hardly living with husband. There is
What do you mean by hardly? Does she live for 1 month every year or?
no, in this 2 years or 1.5 years, she just off and on, and she is back into parents' house. And husband found to be cheap. Kind of, because she was told, this girl parents were told that the boy is some engineer in GE.
Oh, I remember your email. Yeah. So they said he draws a huge salary, and that did not turn out to be the case. And so her parents were unhappy and brought her home.
Correct.
Okay.
And the parents are in the US, and the girl is back to their home in Bangalore. And
Oh, parents are in US. Okay. Okay, doesn't matter anyway. Not important detail.
parents asked me, should they go for a divorce or?
Okay. That's always a very tricky question. Let's quickly look at the Navamsha, whether it's accurate or not. Okay.
I want us to give you our analysis.
Yeah.
So we felt that this girl is very spiritual.
Okay.
We will come to that.
Don't come to that. I'll take it for granted. Next.
The girl is very spiritual, and the life for her is not a smooth sailing affair.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be very troublesome for a long time to come.
Hmm.
And until 2013, she isn't going to be getting into any reasonable comfort level.
2013.
Next 6 years, she's going to be like
Which dasha were you using? Because you are only giving readings. I want to see analysis.
Nancy is only in 5 minutes. Is that
Yeah. I mean, the main point. What dasha is applicable? Just m4a, right?
Vimshatri. She is regular Vimshatri.
Okay. So she is running Venus dasha.
Right. So it is Venus Jupiter which will come in 2013, I guess.
I see. Okay. Okay. When did she get married? Venus. Does it make sense? Venus brought marriage.
Right. Ninth Lord, Venus is ninth.
Ninth Lord in UL and Karaka. Okay. Makes sense.
And the first thing we saw.
But the thing is, marriage is troublesome. Why?
Because we doesn't have troublesome. It's only they are not lived together.
Yeah.
No, it is
That's a problem, right? That's a big problem.
Actually, the 7th Lord Jupiter is in the 12th house, and then
Okay.
we some more thing, right? Having 8 there.
Okay. UL is also with A6. A6 shows separation. Good.
And then and we tell that there is no break in the marriage.
Okay.
That's why we were saying that this will be a troubled marriage. It will continue like this.
Actually, let's be done with it quickly. Is there a chance of divorce in the current period? Right now, Sun dasha is running. Next is Moon dasha. Right? Sorry, Antardasha. Sun Antardasha, then Moon Antardasha. Both of them are with Venus, and both of them are in UL and A6. Being in A6, they can give a divorce.
In A6?
Sixth house is the house of fighting.
Should it not be in A8 to give a break or
It can be.
trouble?
It can be. And Sun is the A8 Lord. He is the 12th Lord of giving up things. He is the A8 Lord. And he is in A6. Of course, he is in UL also. But the thing is, he is the 12th Lord, he is A8 Lord, he is A6 Lord. So there is he is linking UL to A6 and A8. And 12th house of letting go. So, Sun period has a chance. Yeah, this period does have a chance. What about Moon? Actually, Moon benefic or malefic? Shukla Pratipat. So just Moon is barely visible. He is basically like a line. So I will consider that Moon to be malefic. So Moon is malefic, Sun is malefic. So it's basically Venus and Sun for the purpose of marriage is not really a male. So I'll say Venus, Sun and Moon. So Sun will give his own results. Okay. And Moon and Venus. Okay. So Moon I am not really concerned about. Moon is the 11th Lord. And even though he is in A6, he is also in UL. And he shows fructification of desires relating to marriage. And he is with Venus. And he is Aru Lagna Lord. There are other factors, but bottom, and of course he is Lagna Lord in 9000 Rasi chart. So I am not so concerned about Moon period, but Sun period is of concern. before September 12, there is a chance that they will actually go ahead and apply for divorce or even get divorced. So this is a very troublesome period right now. So if until September things can work out, then like you predicted, it's very unlikely that this marriage will break.
But when the parent asks, should we apply for a divorce and let this girl get educated and be on her own working somewhere?
That's a tough thing to give advice on. See, as an astrologer, you should not give advice when it's tough to give advice. When there are moral issues, basically moral and ethical issues here. When somebody is actually having a marriage which is really a no marriage, telling her, well, continue to live like this is unfair. At the same time telling her, okay, he cheated you, you dump him. That is also unfair to the boy. You don't know the exact circumstances. So it's, either way it's unfair. You don't know, we can't play God in this kind of situations. So it's a personal decision. How can astrology, how can astrologer tell whether to apply for divorce or not? I would never take up that question. If they say, should I apply for divorce or not? It's not our domain. Our domain is it likely that there will be a divorce in this period or is it unlikely? If you want to continue the marriage, who should you propitiate?
From them actually.
Yeah. If you want to propitiate a god so that marriage can be patched up, I can tell you. That's what you will tell them. If they say, yeah, tell me, then you tell them which god. Which god can they propitiate to rescue the marriage?
They propitiate Venus.
Okay.
So that he is Dasha Lord, not be.
Yeah. See, the thing is, right now Venus Dasha is running. And if you look at UL, though Venus is Karaka for UL, if you look at UL in Rasi chart, let's just jump to Rasi chart because that is the fundamental. Venus is the ninth lord of saving marriage, but also second lord of breaking marriage. He is the Maraka, and he is in Manakaraka Sthana from UL. And he is with Mars and Ketu. Mars is the eighth lord, third and eighth lord from UL. So there are, and also all these planets have joined up in the seventh house from UL. Mercury, the UL lord, is afflicted by Sun and Moon, and their Antardashas are running. You see Sun and Moon here?
Right.
They are in the seventh from UL, showing break of marriage. So Maraka, one Maraka lord, Venus, his Dasha is running, second lord, and planet in seventh, their Antardashas are going to run one after the other. Especially out of those, Sun is conducive even in Navamsha for breakage. So there is a decent chance of breakage for September 12 this year.
Suppose if they say, if the parents are so unhappy and they say, we want this to happen, then should we say, okay, pray to Sun to make it happen first?
It's your call.
No, if they ask.
No, it's your call. It's your ethical judgment.
But
If this person wants to basically break the marriage, you know what to suggest. If the person wants to patch up the marriage, you know what to suggest. And which one you suggest or which one you just hide is up to you. It's your ethical judgment.
just for our confirmation, whom do we propitiate to break in this case?
Okay, who can result in a breakage of the marriage? Sun is in the 7th house from UL, and from UL he is the 12th lord of giving up, and in Navamsha he is 8th lord, and in A6 he is the 12th lord. He is afflicting Venus. He is actually causing combustion of Venus in Navamsha, right? So Sun is the planet who basically breaks the marriage. But if you propitiate Sun, do you think he will break the marriage? If you propitiate somebody who gives bad result, he will say, okay, I like the guy, let's go easy on him. So he will not actually give a break in the marriage. So don't think that propitiating Sun will result in break in this marriage. That's not true. On the other hand, if you do some tantric practices, some tamasic devatas also shown by Sun with a specific intention of breaking the marriage, it can break the marriage. But let's not go there. A simple thing would be maybe wear ruby or something. That can break marriage. So this is the difference between praying and wearing gem. If you wear gem of a planet who shows certain negative results, they happen. The negative results happen. Whereas if you pray to a planet who shows negative results, the negative results are controlled. Okay? So here you want the negative result to happen, the divorce to happen. So wear ruby or something.
But if prayers never
Yeah.
So if we want to save the marriage, instead of sun, do we now propitiate moon and strengthen him?
Moon is also not really great. He is in Markasthana from UL in Rashi chart.
No, not moon. I meant
Venus. Even though he is the second lord from UL, he is also the ninth lord. And he is the Karaka for marriage. And he is the ninth lord of protection in Navamsa. And he is in UL. When the Karaka is in the Arudha corresponding to it, he will not cheat it. So Venus, after all, he is the one who gave marriage in his own Dasha and Antardasha. So pray to Venus.
to protect it.
Yeah. Read Shukra Stotram or Shukra Mantram or Lakshmi or something.
He suggested UL fasting and then praying to Lakshmi Narayan.
Yeah. Very good. Excellent. That is a very good suggestion. So that can save. But I say that till this September is the critical time. If this can be overcome, there should be some direction in the marriage, like some settlement. The boy finding something good which is satisfactory to both of them, or boy realizing his ways and then coming back. Some kind of, it won't be perfect, but it will be some satisfactory improvement over the current situation. Let's quickly look at the Tithi Pravesh. Because always when you are looking at short term, look at Tithi Pravesh. Hora Lord is Mercury, Gemini Lagna arises, the 7th Lord Jupiter is in 6th house, right? And UL and A6 are together, right? UL and A6 are together in the Rashi chart, showing some kind of break in the marriage. The 7th Lord is in 6th house. So there is a link between 7 and 6, both at the Satya level, at the Arudha level. 7th Lord in 6, A7, sorry, not A, this is not A7, I got confused. UL is basically with A6. So, and look at the Navamsa, that is the other key. In Navamsa, how is the 7th house? The 7th Lord is actually quite fine. Venus is fine in the 3rd house. But 8th Lord is in 7th house. Again, that's not a very conducive thing. So there are.
But it's not his Dasha right now.
Pardon me?
It's not Ketu Dasha right now.
What Dasha you mean?
No, but
This is Tithi Pravesh chart.
this is Tithi Pravesh.
We change the context. Okay. So there are some indications actually. There is some danger.
But Hora Lord is in 9th house.
Hora Lord? But that Hora Lord happens to be the 6th Lord of separation. Even though he is in the 9th house of Dharma, he is a functional malefic. And he is in A6. He is 6th Lord, he is A8 Lord, and he is in A6. And his Dasha runs in June-July time frame. So, there is some concern. Jupiter can also give it, because he is the 7th Lord in 6th house in Rashi chart. Jupiter can give it. Moon can start some process, because Moon is in the 6th house in A8 in Navamsa, right, and he is in UL and A6 in Rashi. So Moon Dasha, April-May time frame can start it, and June 24 to August 24 is a very critical time. So during those times, if they don't get agitated, if they just keep their calm till October this year, things should be better. But there is a decent chance that they will do something drastic in this period, because there are strong negative influences here. Okay, so.
And our thing is, in case if it survives our until 2013, that's a troublesome period in Jupiter, can give some relief.
Yeah, Jupiter should be good. He is the Badhaka Lord in 12th house in Navamsa. He is 9th Lord in exalted in Lagna in Rashi. In general, Jupiter Antardasha is good. Also, the Bhoga is in 9th house in Navamsa. Yeah, it's good.
And for job wise, we just said she can work and she will get into some kind of business.
Job wise, she will get into.
She can get into some kind of business. She is some kind of graduate or something like that. So our indication was that she.
Yeah, the 6th house, the 6th Lord, Venus, even though he is exalted, he is with Sun and Rahu. He is combust. He is not so great, right? But the 7th house is very strong. Mars in own house, that's always very strong. So this is the chart of somebody who will work for herself, who will be a businesswoman or contractor kind of person, consultant, not really somebody who works. So that's a good suggestion. Very good suggestion.
And the place of work would be a faraway place of job.
Why? Why? A10 is in 12th house, that's why. Okay, possible. But let's not go into details now. Let us leave it there. But Venus Dasha is conducive to starting a career and doing well in the career, because he is Lagna Lord and he is exalted in the 11th house of gains. So Venus Dasha can start her career.
But that's a huge period.
Yeah.
Venus is already passed in
Yeah. But the thing is, probably Venus being the Lagna Lord and also 6th Lord of service, probably it may start out with some kind of service. But it may be Mars Antardasha which makes her go independent, because Mars is the 7th Lord in 7th, and also if you see Venus Mars Bhoga, from Venus Mars is in the 9th house. From Mars, if you take 9th house, it falls in Cancer, which contains the 3rd house and A7.
Right.
A7 is networking with people, 3rd house is initiative. So, and also it is Mars. So my guess is it is between 2009 May and 2007 July when she will go independent. Before that, it's a good idea to start working for somebody else. But she should, as soon as she starts working, she should think in terms of, okay, when I have my own business, what should I do? Like basically start networking, get contacts, etc. This is a chart destined for independent work. Probably in 2009, 2010 itself. Any other questions? Okay. So we will end the discussion today. Same time, same place. 1 week from now. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.